Hello YouTubers, Alex here. So I thought I'd do a little update on the hobby and how it's going, and how the commission job is going. So yeah, I'm at 499 subscribers. I've got one to go before I hit the 500. So who'd have thought that? So someone's watching these, and I thank every one of you for that. So it's brilliant, it's just a hobby for me. When I can't ride the bike during the summer months, I need something to do in the winter, and this fits the bill perfectly, and I've gone right down the rabbit hole with this. So yeah, I thank every single one of you who watches these, and all the subscribers, so it's brilliant. It really is. And I've had some help on the way, so some people that I follow in this hobby, they've given me shout outs, and that's created more subscribers. So big thanks to people like Justin the miniature painter. I think he was the first one to give me a shout out. And Josh Wargaming Noob Historical, I follow along him. And then Gavin Booth, these people I constantly watch and admire. So they give me a kind of a leg up. So I appreciate that. So I thought today would be an update on how I'm getting on with my first commission job. So and I've had a few challenges. I'll be completely honest about it. The metal figures, I'm not. I don't normally do metal figures. All the stuff I do is plastic or resin. But then I've only been doing this for a year, so there's a few challenges with these figures which I'll show you shortly. So some of the sculpts, and I'm not knocking Warlord Games or anything, I haven't got any experience with metal figures or pewter figures, so they may be brilliant, but when you get little indentations in their foreheads and bits of weapons missing, it just it's not the best for me. So but Gary wanted these. This is how he wanted it. This is the units he wanted me to paint, and I'm over the moon that I'm doing it. So I've done the best I can. The basing's going to be another kind of trial by error, which I need to figure out yet. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll spin the camera around, and I'll show you where I've got to on these figures. So the first part of the HQ unit for the US Airborne that I've completed is this medic. This is probably, I'm quite pleased with it, to be honest. Even though on the top of his forehead, you can just see a slight indentation, and that's how the mold came. And I didn't know how to repair it. I haven't got any milli-putt or anything like that, so I've kind of disguised it with paint as best as I can, which is a real shame because I quite like the features. I've put a little bit, he's got a little bit of a stubble. Yeah, so quite like the head of it. And what I usually do, which is why I had someone on Facebook say, what's the problem with metal figures? You base them, you prep them, base them, paint them, varnish them, same as a plastic figure. Well, the difference with plastic figures for me, and this might be because my skill level is not as good as some people, is that I paint plastic figures with the arms and heads and everything off, just the torsos and legs normally, which means I can get in and do all the bodies better, and spend more time on the details on the fronts of their uniforms and on their backs. And then I tend to paint all their backpacks and webbing separately, add all the weapons on separately. And I just find it, all right, it's a longer process. It takes me an awful lot longer to do it that way than doing a figure that's completed. But I've got more control over the figure. So this is an unusual thing for me to do, is paint a figure in already assembled. But however, you know, bearing in mind I've never done that, I think I'm reasonably happy with how it's come out. So this guy, quite proud of this one. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether I need to do anything with the helmet. I don't like the look of the I don't even know what you call it. You got the netting and you got this kind of camouflage that goes over it, and I'm not sure if that should be leaves or anything. I have looked at Google, but it doesn't really give me any sort of indication of what it should be. So let's see if we can zoom in and pick up that imperfection that I was telling you about. Yeah, you can just see it above his, well, if you're looking at the camera from here, is his right eyebrow. There's a little dent there. So kind of, that bugs me. But yeah, so that's the one that I've completed. Obviously, I've got the base in the do yet, so but reasonably happy with that. Yeah, nice. That's a nice one. And then so this is the one that I completed one of the ones that I completed last night. So this is the loader of the 57mm anti-tank gun that I'm going to be building for my man Gary. So I'm quite pleased with him. I'm not sure about that helmet again. Might have to do something with that. But the actual painting, reasonably pleased with. I like the patches. The shading looks okay. The highlighting looks okay. The face, see if we can zoom in on the face. Focus. Yeah, I've done him clean shaven. There you go. I've done him clean shaven, so I don't want to be doing all my models with stubble on them. They're like the Dirty Dozen. So, yeah, so that one I'm pleased with. So then I thought I'd experiment a little bit, because for my own miniatures with some of my US Airborne, I've done the plastic ones. I've put leaves on their helmets just to kind of give it a little bit more depth and clarity, and to give it a bit of contrast. So this guy here, he's the, I don't know whether he's the observer or whatever he is. I don't even know what rank he's going to be. That'll be decided by Gary when I speak to him on what ranks he wants me to put on these. So yeah, I'm reasonably happy with that one as well. Obviously these aren't matte varnished yet, and you will see the shine on the boots and that sort of thing. All that will go away when I matte varnish with the airbrush. So it'll be completely matte, as I don't like any shine on the figures. And then this guy here, he's helping load in. So yeah, let's have a look at the face. This one I wasn't happy with, because his eye was kind of drooped down the eye socket. This is sculpt's problem again, and you can only do so much when you kind of hiding it or disguising it with paint. But one eye socket was lower than the other. I've kind of done the best I can with it. Yeah, so can't do an awful lot more than that. I haven't put the decals on these yet. That'll be the last thing I do before I varnish. And I really want to get the varnish on fairly quickly, because these topple over, these metal figures, they tend to chip. And I don't want that. So, and then I've got the so there's the gun. I mean, that's a work in progress. I've talked about how I'm probably gonna take these figures off the circle bases, not the HQ, not the medic, but these three guys here. I'll take them off the circle bases, and then I'm going to put slots into the base on there, so they can be removed if they get killed. I'll speak to Gary and I'll ask him if he wants me to do that. So otherwise, you've got these circle bases which are going to be too big to go on here. And I kind of want one here, or two here and one here, something like that. And I want to put a kind of a rock in front here, some grass, some mud, some tyre tracks. I've got it all in my mind of where I want to go with this. I mean, this is just green at the moment. There's no detail. I'll put some rust in on the wheels and on certain parts of the carriage, and make it look really good. So I've got something in my mind's eye of how that's going to be completed. So looking forward to doing that. So this is the rest of the HQ unit. So this guy's got the binos now. If you look at the binoculars on here, you'll see there's a great big hole missing out of one of those binoculars. I'm going to have to do something with that. All I've done at the moment is base coat them, prime them, prep them. You know, you can see that the whites of his eyes, I'm in there. That's just at this stage. It'll look an awful lot different when I've finished it. Put the webbing in. So that, you know, these three guys they're all just early days on these. This guy's got the radio on his back, so, and he's talking to the telephone. So I quite like the actual sculpt of it, or the pose of it. And some of these are okay. You know, this one here I think is really quite interesting. I like this, but you can see that the weapon he's holding, there's nothing on the end of it. Which is, I don't think is right, but it could be right. I don't know. I'm a noob in this, so yeah. So that one will be an interesting one. And then we come to the US Airborne with looted German weapons, and this is where I start to the sculpts on here aren't the best. There's no backpack on him. I just think he's very plain. The actual features on his, you see there's a great big dent on his chin. I'm going to probably disguise that with a beard. Yeah, not the best. Don't like that one. It's not my favourite. I'll try and do something good with him. And this one's the another one. He's got a nice backpack, a nice side pack there. He's got his sidearm, his water bottle. Yeah, so I'm going to have to figure something out. The sculpts on the faces aren't the greatest. You know, I'm comparing it to plastic, and the plastic stuff I get from Warlord is top class, you know. So I'll do the best I can with it. So this one with a Panzer Shrek, is it? I think it's called. Yeah. And then this last one here. Yeah. So yeah, so that's the update. That's where I'm at with it at the moment. So I'm cracking on. You know, I was hoping to get these completed within 2 weeks, but when I spoke to the chap that I'm doing the work for, he said, "Listen, don't stress about it. Just take your time and do what you would do." But I'm mindful that I don't know the rules of the game, and I'm not sure the mechanics and what figures should be taken off and left on, etc. So I'm trying to. There's going to have to be a lot of information I need from him in order to get it right. So, but I'll get there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for the subscriptions. And thanks to the people that shout me out. I really do appreciate that. Any help in this community. The community is great. There's no one-upmanship. There's no competition in it. You know, you just got a group of blokes and women that really do like to promote other people, and I think that's a fantastic thing. So anyway, I'm babbling on again. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.